healing benefits to going through past life regression therapy? And if so, what are some of the benefits?
Orion Council here. It is nice to communicate. We will answer your question about this form of evaluation, which many of you do when you are focusing on the past time periods that you have focused on this earth. Yes, on this planet, you have had past experiences, and on other planets, you've had past experiences, and many of you want to know about who you are. If you are wanting to know about who you are, you will take into consideration those ideas of focusing with multiple people in different realities together. If you are in this reality, you see it as other realities. We see many of these lifetimes as simultaneous, but we don't wish to confuse anyone about time. It is a choice for the spiritual aspect of who you are to align with information. Many of you say reincarnation has to do with gaining knowledge about specific planetary frequencies and life in general. If you are asked about the reason for soul expansion, those of you who say, I have reincarnated to expand my soul, are saying that you have a knowledge throughout multiple physical existences, and somehow this knowledge is kept, is held within yourself. How is this possible, Orion Council? Is there a great place where we put these records? Yes, we want to know about this. If you have a place where you store information, is it a physical place, or is it something more energetic? Is it tangible? Is it a belief that you remember about yourself if you are not in physicality? How does one remember the self if it is not entirely physical all the time? Your highest information comes through central sun. Your highest information comes through physical experience, and your highest information comes through understanding. Some of you would say, I haven't the understanding to comprehend reincarnation. It is simply impossible. I have tested this. If you have tested reincarnation, then you would have results of the spiritual energy compacted into multiple vessels at one time. This is how we see many of you challenging the idea that you are more than this physical self. Area 51 is active. When you are focusing on your physicality, and you say, Orion Council, I seem to remember this location before. That has to do with the soul understanding itself. We will answer your next question, so it is.
My friends are experimenting with gains, gas in a nanosolid state, and technology from the Keshe Foundation. Did their work with this cause them to experience multidimensionality, where they saw the planet as a big sun in the sky with the sun and moon out, or was it an illusion?
Oh, one moment. Many of them are asking us, Orion Council, did they truly have results about spiritual energy manifesting on this planet? Many of your scientists are testing this idea that frequencies accumulate in physicality. Oh, it is a dense reality. If you are not in physical form, you are not dense. You are more gas, you are more plasma. You have many terms to explain non-physicality. If you were to see it from our perspective, you have lots of physicality. It is simply at a different level of density. Those of you who ask us, Orion Council, what is density? Is it simply focusing in one way? Is it a cube? What is the formation for spiritual energy aligning to a focal point? Those of you who have done these tests have realized that the smallest part of who you are is adjusting itself. If you have a mechanism, a sacred science that is realigning itself, you'd say, Orion Council, this is impossible because a concept does not grow upon itself. A human must focus on the concept in order for it to expand, in order for it to change itself, because of the nature of things. If you are to understand the nature of things, as you call it, you would sense that the realignment taking place is shifting all on the molecular level, but it is multidimensional on the molecular level. So if you are looking at particle physics, and particle physics is saying that taking two atoms and multiplying those atoms is what how we create a toroidal field frequency, yes, then you would understand that you are simply breathing in the idea that it is a natural process, this duplicating of conceptual atoms. Those are the building blocks, you say. Oh, Orion Council, the building blocks are replicating. It is impossible. But it happens. Some of you are very much distraught because you are caught up in the cycling of the old idea that consciousness does not build upon itself. It most certainly does, and those of you who are focusing on the duplication of atomic structure, you'll focus differently. If you focus differently, you are having a very, very spherical experience. Orion Council, if we are in one spherical experience, then why aren't we not seeing the planets duplicating? It is prophesied by so many since thousands of years ago that there would be a second planet appearing in this system. You know that if you allow for duplication and if you allow for the self-alignment of a concept, you would simply be at ease with your findings about the molecules creating their own energy sources. If you have understood our communication, you will be sensitive to the idea that there are many attractive qualities about these subatomic sentences, yes? What are these sentences? Orion Council, do you mean a formula is going to be discovered? Well, if you discover your own self, you have a million different formulas for how particles rearrange. We will answer your next question. Thank you.
How do you say hello or a greeting or thank you in Orion light language?
It would be multiple different languages. We will answer your next question. Thank you.
Do you have any recommendation for any topics or world issues we should be discussing with other people or educating ourselves about to raise the awareness of the issues?
If you are to educate, you must look at where you are educating your own mind. Those of you who are not educating your own mind are simply allowing for others to explain how reality works. Some of you want to explain your own understandings. This is your chance to focus in a way that the duplication is your own concept. You must duplicate your own concepts. This is our advice for some of you who are wandering off into realities where there's great potential, but you haven't understood why you are focusing on that potential. We hope we have answered your question. Thank you.
What is the purpose of meeting members of your soul group?
Oh, we will love to answer your question about soul groups because you see that you have an understanding of frequency, you have an understanding of alignment, and you have an understanding of reincarnation, and you have an understanding of familiarity with how to focus collectively, yes? Many say, Orion Council, that's a nice idea that we would have group agreements and nothing is really happening here, nothing is unfolding on our planet. But if you are understanding our communication, you will see that many of you have focused together many lifetimes. Many times you have agreed that you would not focus together because you have work to do. Some of you say, Orion Council, this work is most important. I don't understand how they cannot comprehend what I am doing with my energies because I'm here quite excited about myself, and Soul Family should have understanding of my enjoyment. Where there's a personality structure, there is a soul family. You do not simply exist alone with your own individual idea of universal sharing, simply by yourself without any sort of interaction with spiritual beings. These beings are constantly watching you, these beings are constantly sensing you, and they know when they have that similar thought, you are in soul groups also thinking you are quite by yourself. This is not true. Thank you. We'll answer your next question.
I have been reading a lot about the wave energy that is supposed to be hitting us soon. I would like to know more information about the subject.
Many have understood the solar weather and how your space stations are being affected by some of these geomagnetic storms, and some of you are also wondering, Orion Council, what happens when we have solar activity? Will it affect the magnetosphere? We want you to know that there are many layers to your density, and once you are vibrating in a higher density, you are sensitive to different classes of solar activity. There are different classes of solar activity in different densities. Orion Council, if we have collectively focused on this planet, how can people have a different experience on one planet? We are all affected by solar activity. We are all affected by these highly spiritual emanations from cosmic celestial occurrences. We want to ask you, how do you differentiate between focusing on one planet under one solar system and having a cumulative experience with multiple soul groups in multiple different planetary frequencies? If we address the idea that you are not alone and you are also sharing one planet and you have agreements about what it is like to be in this density, you will be aware of those personalities that agreed to be insensitive when it comes to celestial movements. Those beings who do not understand celestial activities are not having a simple experience because they align themselves to their immediate environments. They also align themselves to what you call stress energy. Stress. I am having a stressful experience. Some of you'd say, I'm focusing on celestial movements, and so I'm having a stressful experience. When you look at a planet moving through an energy field that is challenging the way your planet aligns itself to its own process of what we want to call duplication, but it is not so simple. You would say, Orion Council, I feel my awareness shifting, but I am stressing myself. When you are in a solar system that is self-aligning and allowing for greater experiences as far as interaction is concerned between planets, between stars, and between the way the stars move about your universe, you begin to sense your own shifting. That shifting is being studied by many groups. That shifting is being understood by the intuitive ones. And that shifting is when you say, Orion Council, I understand the concept of stress, and I also understand the concept of shifting between my alignment and my external environment, which is stress. If you understand ascension, you understand that duplication of any sort of idea, self-alignment, and comprehension of the intuitive channels that you have. Science becomes awareness. Spirituality becomes waves. And participation in a collective agreement with soul groups brings about a sensitivity that is one of the greatest gifts that we have sensed on your planet. We hope that you understand our explanation for your response to solar activity, that is, generating a field around your mind which takes into account the perspectives of others. This is what is happening, and it is stressful for many because you have your own concepts. So how do you stay aligned to your own concepts, your own energetic sequencing, while others are having stress? Orion Council, I decided that I would feel better in this moment. So what is happening? I do not respond to solar activities. I'm simply in my physicality, just going about my day. It is really not so important to me. Some of you have understanding of ascension. Some of you choose not to focus on ascension. What happens to a planet when it loses focus on attention? Orion Council, are you saying that our planet has trouble aligning its frequency to central sun? Those of you who have participated in ascension of a planet such as this one have awareness of your own self. You have awareness of group ideas, and you have awareness of the timing for stressful situations. This is new knowledge for many of you did not believe in the predicting of stress for others. Some of you are not aware of your capacities, and although you are in alignment to who you are, become aware that others are coming into alignment with who they are. We feel that we have answered your question. Thank you.